welcome to the HOD series. So now in this video we are going to discuss about one of the most important topic of ancient India, that is Guptas and Harshvardhana. Large number of questions they have come from this topic, तो इसको थोड़ा अच्छे से समझो. In this topic specifically वही same हमारा चार चीजों के ऊपर हम फोकस करते हैं, syllabus, trend, PYQs and sources. Let us see the syllabus first. So syllabus देखोगे थोड़ा सा काफी ज्यादा important है, ठीक है. गुप्तास, वाकाटकास, वर्धन, their polity, administration, economy, coinage, land grants. Now land grants becomes very important because the maximum number of land grants were given by Vakatakas, okay, in Indian history, that you need to remember even for prelims, okay. Decline of urban center. There are large number of debate which start with this topic, and maximum जो debates हैं, they start with the Marxist school of historiography. They talk about Indian feudalism, they talk about urban decay, they talk about Kali age crisis. So all such debates you have to understand, okay, because in history optional it is not just the linear history कि बस हाँ पढ़ा feudalism आया था 4 पॉइंट लिख देंगे क्या बचा. No, you have to understand the perspective of R.S. Sharma, perspective D.D. Kosami, feudalism from above, feudalism from below, okay, B.N.S. यादवा कुछ और change कर देते हैं उसको. So all those things you are going to understand. Then education also, important educational institution, Nalanda, Vikramshila and Vallabhi. Even though question has not been asked by UPSC from last few years on these topics specifically, but nevertheless it remains important. Literature remains very important. As all of you know, this was the golden age of Sanskrit literature, and UPSC asked a specific question on this last year, okay. Then scientific literature, and in the end art and architecture. So if we talk about temple building, okay, so it is the Nagara style of architecture, it developed under the Guptas. So this remained one of the most important topic. Very large number of questions have come from here, okay. So if you see a trend, around 36 questions they have come. Polity and administration, if you see, around 10 questions. Then economic conditions, okay, they are around 7, okay. Then if you see education, etc., from there also we art and architecture, there are some 10-11 questions. And from Vardhans, okay, Harshvardhana, वहाँ से भी हमें 8 क्वेश्चन मिले. But Harshvardhana was more of a topic of 20th century rather than 21st century. That will I'll tell you एक बार जब क्वेश्चन देखते हैं तब. So let us see the PYQ. So discuss the provincial and district administration of Guptas. It is very easy. Bhukti वगैरह designation के साथ में आपको लिखना है, okay. Then expansion of Gupta Empire under Samudragupta, salient features, okay. Then information on Fayan, and then we have to compare it even with the other travelers, okay. Comparative analysis of that of Hunchong. Then Hoover mockeries, discuss the political relations with the later Guptas of Magda. Now this is an important topic because mockery they are related to Harshvardhana also, they are related to the later Guptas also, okay. Then short essay Skandagupta, short essay on rise and fall of Gupta Empire, significance of the policy of matrimonial analysis, okay, which were pursued by the Guptas. Then expansion under Samudragupta. So there are certain themes which we'll discuss, we'll zero down them, कौन-कौन सी theme हमें ढंग से पढ़ना है. Then this is a very important theme, the Varna Ashram Dharma manifest the increasing social complexity in the Gupta as well as post-Gupta society. So 2021. Then system of land grants, okay, was it connected to decentralization or centralization? That is an important debate, okay. These are not easy questions. Then the role of the guilds, as we have discussed, guild activity, they start from 6th century BC and eventually they became corporate by the time of the Guptas. Guptas, as it is considered one of the theory that they belong to the they specifically belong to the service caste, okay, which means they were part of the Vaishyas, and that's why eventually they were able to provide a lot of you can say support to the guilds classes. Then privileges which were given to the Donis in the land grant charter. So जितना भी land grant का question होगा, one or the other way they will be related to Guptas and Vakatakas. Then the use of gold coins, to what extent they were used by the common people, okay, condition of common people during Gupta period, status of women, then original meaning of the Samanta system, economic prosperity in the Gupta period. Like Gupta period, if you see 300 to 450, yes, there was very high economic growth, but 450 to 600, it was in the declining phase, okay. Then again the economic life in the age of Guptas, or how do coins, as we have already discussed, coinage जो है, it is going to be an important source of history, and for Guptas it is very relevant for the chronology of various kings. Even we have kings like Ramagupta, who has been omitted from the Prashati or Allahabad pillar inscription, but we find some coins, and on the basis of that we are able to put him in the order, okay. Then Sanskrit literature, as I have already told you, experimentation in the field of art and architecture, beginning of Nagara style, as well as if you see the rock cut architecture. For rock cut architecture, it was not the Guptas but Vakatakas, they were very active, okay. So that is how the UPSC asked this question in a combined manner. Then how Indian culture spread in Southeast Asia, Nalanda Mahavira, just one direct question they ask specifically. Okay, same art and architecture, to what extent religion as reflected with the text, religion of Vedic period in the differences with the Guptas. Okay, then the cultural impact of the India of Southeast Asia, तो वो लगभग same categories of question है. If you see, then again development of religion, fine arts, and discuss the ancient Indian context with the Southeast Asia. So you should have a bit of good idea about this. Okay, same category of question. Then if you see Harshvardhana, एक सारे question जितने भी इस पे आए हैं, they have come in the previous century, not in the 21st century. Like he was himself great, but he was made greater by the Ban and Honsang. So the reason is he was himself great because he had large number of challenges when he came to the throne. Okay, even his sister, she was imprisoned by one of the ruler. So that's why we have to understand that he was himself great, but eventually he was made greater because his limitations are not put forward by these two people, and in fact they have just equalized the tale of Harsha. Then of all the event that had a singular event on the history of India, his death is an event. Can you tell me why? That is the reason. Okay, account of Indian society, role played by in history of his times. Okay, mockeries paved the way for the rise glory of Harshvardhana, because mockeries they had specific relation, they had matrimonial relation with Harshvardhana, as well as since they were very powerful, so they did not let the later Gupta to rise. So indirectly they were responsible for the rise of Harshvardhana. Then same kind of question key to tell the extent of the empire or the sources of information for the study of Harshvardhana and discuss his religious policy. Okay, so we can see that इस topic से question अभी तो नहीं आए हैं from last 22 years. Previously such question used to come, but still you should read. Okay, whichever PYQ you see, थोड़ा सा उसके हिसाब से थोड़ा सा brainstorming कर लेना चाहिए. Even if you do not have a model answer, that is not required for every topic. What is required, at least 5 to 6 points should be there for that, because if अगर question आएगा, you can write better than the others. It's a competitive exam. This is not a perfection. Okay, perfection के पीछे नहीं भागना हमने. Let us see the sources. So sources में जो सबसे important chapter, that is chapter number 9, aesthetics and empire. This you have to read. हमने already page number mark कर दें. You can take a screenshot. Okay, और उसको आप save कर लो. Alright. Along with that, chapter number 10 में भी हर्षवर्धना as a patron वहाँ पे specifically mention किया है. So from there also you can read. And if you see this one, यहाँ पे rise and growth of the Gupta empire, life in the Gupta age, as well as Harsha and his times. So for this specific topics, I would recommend you should read R.S. Sharma along with the Upinder Singh. दोनों चीजों को आपको अच्छे से पढ़ना है, एक नहीं पढ़ना है, ठीक है? क्योंकि कुछ information Upinder Singh में lagging है. Alright, so this is an important topic, as we have already discussed. From this specific topic, around 36 questions have come over the years. So this is the time when you can specifically इसके basis पे अच्छे से काम कर सकते हो. Understand the concepts, okay? So some of you used to ask कि सर आपके notes वगैरह available होंगे. So we have also started with the postal course. Okay, so if you have any requirement specifically, so you can join the postal course. Majority of these PYQ they are covered in those postal course और आपको उससे बहुत ज़्यादा फायदा हो जाएगा. So you don't have to waste 6 to 7 months of your time specifically for note building. वो आपका उससे काम हो जाएगा. ठीक है? So all the very best and I'll see you in the next video.